Hey, it's Doug from Off the Trails. Today is September 29th, I believe. It's Friday. It's about 1 o'clock. And I'm definitely off the trails today. I hiked out here for a couple miles. And it's a beautiful day out. I'm actually sitting down in the forest. And it's, well, when I came out here, it was about 58 degrees out here. It's probably about 60, 61 degrees now. So it warmed up a bit. It's still chilly out, but this is like the perfect time to be out for me. Especially hiking around here, and just perfect time to be out in this weather. There's just no mosquitoes and no bugs. I can actually sit down in the forest without being eaten alive. And I haven't been out here for about a week, over a week now, just because we had a heat wave there for about a little over 2 weeks. It was in the high 80s, 88, 89, 90 degrees out, and it was really humid. And when it gets that hot and humid, I don't go out in this. I just don't go out, just because the humidity, it just really bothers me. My breathing and stuff like that, I don't, and it's just the heat. It's just uncomfortable, and I don't like it at all. So I don't come out. But this weather here, perfect weather. This is the weather I like to be outside in. Um, it's partly cloudy out. Sun was out a minute ago, but it's the fall. Leaves are definitely starting to fall, but there's a lot of still green vegetation up and around. But it's I come off the Fern Trail over here, one of my favorite trails, and it's different because you come out here in the fall. It's totally different scenery because all the leaves come down, and it's like it opens up the forest a little bit. And I just stepped up here, where the location I'm sitting now, because I've never seen it before, and it's just opened up and it looked pretty cool up here. So I come up here and sit. So I still haven't got a tripod for this camera yet, and I'm gonna get one because I just be a lot easier. But I come out here. I've been kind of. I think it's because I haven't been out here much, but I haven't been out in nature for, like I said, over a week, and I think it was like probably a week or two before that. Been out here and just feeling kind of disconnected a little bit. I've been wanting to come out here and just, you know, through the summer I've come out here almost every day. I made it, a pact with myself just to come out here every day, and which I like to anyways. But I just, when you spend a lot of time in nature, anybody that does it, and when you spend a lot of time in nature, you start feeling grounded. Um, you wake up. It's like you're letting your senses work, and you're opening your senses up, and you let yourself feel grounded. And if you stay in all the time, for me anyways, staying in and not going out, you start getting depressed. You feel disconnected. You can feel depressed, anxious, and I've just noticed that this week that I started just getting kind of disconnected, and I want to get back out here. So now that the heat wave's over, that we had for over 2 weeks, it's back to the fall weather. So it's beautiful out here. I'm back out here. I'm actually a couple miles out here. We turn the camera around, and you can just see what I'm looking at here. Yeah. But see, I came up that way. The Fern Trail's out that way, way out that way. But I know it's out where I'm pointing, going up. And there's just I'm way out here. So, but there's rocks up my ass. I gotta find them. But I came out here today and just sit and relax. Just come out here and just sit and relax. And peace. It's so peaceful here. I mean, it's so nice around here right now. I can just lay on the ground in the leaves. The ground's not wet. And there's no bugs. There's no mosquitoes. There's no black flies. And it's just, I mean, if I came out here in the summertime, when the vegetation was all grown up, everything was green, and if I sat here, I would have been eaten alive. It's so bad out here. Not all the time, but most of the time, I would have been just eaten alive. I mean, my legs are still chewed up from the summer. It's so bad. But I come out here because I live in a place where it's very loud. I live right next to a junction, like, pretty much. And when I moved there, I thought it was going to be the quiet place. It's like one of those towns where it's just nobody lives in the town. It's just empty, small little town in it. And I just figured, hey, I live there. It's out of the way. It's way out in the middle of nowhere. And I moved in, and come to find out, it's the loudest place in the town. So I kind of made a mistake. But I'm gonna get out eventually. I think I'm gonna stay there probably through this winter and then probably spring. And I'm definitely gonna get out. I gotta get out. So, but anyways, I come out here, and today it's just absolutely beautiful out here. Just to come out here and just relax and just, it's the peace they come out here for. It's just to get away and just sit out here and just relax. And I gotta tell you, for those out there that are watching my videos, it doesn't seem like I'm getting a lot of views on my videos, but it doesn't mean I'm going to stop making them. And maybe it's just because I haven't been pushing my videos out there, and I know there's a lot more videos out there that are better than mine, because they put them together and stuff, which I plan on doing, making some really good videos and interesting stuff. But for now, I mean, I gotta do what I can do for now, and gotta use what I have for now. But I don't care. It's something I love to do. I love being out in nature, and I just feel like I'd film it and put some videos together and whatnot. But like I was gonna say, I'm trying to block this light here. It's just killing me. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna sit right in these leaves. How was that? I'm gonna get a bundle of fucking pack against there. Just sit there on the fucking ground. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh, much comfortable. Oh, so beautiful. I can actually lay down here in the forest and just take a nap. And I'm not blocking that. See, I usually bring my little bag like this. It's got hard candies in it and stuff. See, I don't smoke anymore. I miss smoking just because I enjoyed it. Like sitting here like this and just having a cigarette. Kind of chilling out and having a cigarette. But I'm glad I quit though, because it's just nasty. It really is. I might have a cigar. I mean, I haven't smoked in almost 2 years now, or over a year and a half. And I quit because I wanna. Well, one thing because of my health, and I just get sick of coughing all the time. But I wanted to be able to hike and go up mountains and stuff without dying of breath, and just coughing and shit. Oh, stupid thing. Root beer barrels. So, man, I can just lay right down right now and just take a nap. I've done that before. It's the weirdest thing. You lay down in like a forest like this, you have an idea where you are, the direction where to go, but you don't know where you are. And I've actually fell asleep one time in the forest. I woke up and it's really weird when you wake up, because it's like you're so vulnerable. But man, what a beautiful day. I'm just sitting here relaxing. Oh, but I was going to talk about, I've been on YouTube and I was just watching some videos about spirituality and stuff like that. And, a lot of them on like the law of attraction. I think there's a lot of people out there that are kind of spinning that out, the law of attraction, out of style. They're kind of just spinning it out of style. They're not digging deeper into it. Their actual meaning of it, they're just they're just saying, oh, law of attraction, just do this and you'll have all this money coming to you and stuff. When they should be talking about the spiritual side of it and the spiritual awakening, and just getting out in nature and doing it and feeling grounded when you're doing it, because you can't just sit on a couch on a busy day and being stressed out and just say, hey, I'm gonna have I'm gonna do my thing and have all this money come in and stuff like that, but I'm stressed out, and just, it's not the way to do it. I mean, you got to feel grounded. You got to have, you ask people that have done it before, you got to have some kind of sense of being grounded and, not being stressed out, just kind of focus. It's a spiritual thing, it really is. It's the law of attraction is a very spiritual thing. And so anyways, I was on YouTube doing a lot of research and watching some videos on spirituality, and came across one that was talking about Kundalini, and it's about the chakras and shit, the chakras that are in the body, and it's your energy points in your body and stuff, like your heart and your throat and the crown and the head and stuff like that, and just all the chakras. I have a book on it, but I haven't really. It's called Spiritual Healing, and I've had it for years, and I've just kind of thumbed through the book a little bit, and I didn't really pay attention to it. But now that I'm getting into it, I want to look into it because it's really talking about Kundalini, which is a spiritual awakening a person has when it's just energy in the body. And what they say is, I haven't had it, at least from what they've experienced. I haven't had experience on it, but it's supposed to be coming. When it happens, it's like behind your, it's in your spine, it spirals up your spine. This is energy I'm talking about, and you can actually feel it. It's a very intense feeling of energy in your body, and it goes up your spine, and supposedly it goes up to your head and up to your crown, which is on top of your chakra, and then releases itself. And a lot of people on YouTube talk about it. They've had the experience, and they have ways you can do it to feel it. But there's a setback for it because a lot of people that have done it, they've had a lot of bad experiences with it, and it's just because they don't ground themselves. They're not out in nature. I mean, when you're gonna do it, you want to be out in nature. You want to do like a lot of yoga stuff, like spiritual yoga. Be out in nature and do a lot of meditation and just kind of ground yourself and just it's almost, everybody has it in their body. It's like it's your soul. It's like when you have it, um, it's actually it it's a very it's a spiritual awakening. It awakens the true self, your true self of your soul, of who you really are inside. And so if anybody doesn't know about it, I mean, look it up on YouTube and stuff, and find a lot of information about it. I've never even heard about it. I've had spiritual awakenings before, and but nothing like this is like the extreme way. Um, so it's all new for me. I've just found out, and it's something that I like to try and have. It'd be, they say once you have it. There was one guy that had it, and it's really interesting too because he was a young kid. He was probably late 20s, and he was um, I don't know what he had for a job, but he made a really lot of money. And he had the fast cars and stuff like that. He had the lifestyle, and that's the lifestyle that he thought that he wanted to get, was that kind of lifestyle where you had all the hot cars and you had all this traveling all around the place. And but like he's saying in his video, it was a very powerful video. It's when he got all that stuff, he just didn't feel like him. It wasn't him. It wasn't. Still haven't found what he was looking for. So he got rid of all of his like computers and phones. He put everything up and just got rid of all his social networks and all that, and just put everything up and took a trip to Costa Rica or something like that. Got like a rented a small little cabin or something like that, and he stayed there for like 2 weeks. And all he did was like yoga, like spiritual yoga, meditation, and spent time in nature. And he had one of these spiritual awakenings. And he said it was amazing. The feeling that you get when you have this is just unbelievable feeling. It's like it makes you realize what your life and why we're here. It's almost like it just gets rid of your ego. You know, everybody has their ego where they have to have, you know, it's, to me, an ego is like you build a wall in front of yourself. It's like, so you don't let people in or let people see who the real you are, you know, because that's your ego. You want to make it so you don't want to show your true feelings to somebody, and let your guard down pretty much, in a sense. To me, that's like your ego. You're boosting yourself up to somebody that you're portraying as. But when you have this spiritual awakening, it, everything, like your ego just goes away, and it's just like you're more loving towards people. It's just it's a real spiritual awakening when you just take it and you realize it's a awakening of your senses of your true self, or of who you really are as a person. It's energy. It's just energy inside everybody, and it's almost like it gets released. And then after that, you're starting to have like just different senses towards things. You pick up on spiritual things more easier. It's just it sounds really powerful, and there's some people out there that force themselves to have this through the steps, and they weren't ready to have a spiritual awakening, and they didn't do the yoga, they didn't do the, in nature, being grounded, and they didn't do any meditation. There's this one guy that had it, and he was just suffering, and he said it was just so intense, like itching all over his body, and he said in his mind it was like a Rubik's Cube moving around, and it was just different pictures, and his mind it was driving him nuts. He couldn't take it, and he said it was like a feeling of intense energy in his body that was just running. And so anybody out there that wants to do it, look into it and do the steps. It's a step thing. It's a process you have to go through to have a really good one. I mean, you definitely want to be grounded when you have it. Meditation and doing some yoga. I don't even think I've done yoga. I actually want to do it. It's a spiritual thing. But anyways, I think we're all on a spiritual journey in this life. I mean, every one of us. I mean, even like the people that don't even seem like they're into it, I mean, eventually they will in their life. And everybody is here for like a spiritual journey through life, to find out who we really are and what we're here for. And to me, like a kid, I mean, it was another video I was watching. It wasn't on. It was kind of like a spiritual awakening thing, but it was a young girl. She was younger, and she's traveling everywhere. I don't know how these kids, they travel everywhere. I don't know where they get the money for it. But she's going to New Zealand and just going all over the place traveling. It's like, where do you get this money? But she was talking about, it made some sense. She was talking about for people that are older and like have a change of heart, as far as like you don't know what you want in life. You're still searching for finding what you want to do in life, and you don't realize what you want to do. You know what you like, you know what you don't like, but you don't know what your purpose is, and you don't know what to do or why you're here. And she was talking about that for situations, not for people that have their own careers going and they found out exactly what they want, and they went to school for it and they love what they're doing. This is for people that have gone to school for something they love, and they get out of it, and they seem like they can't find what they really want in life, or they're trying to find like their own path of what it is that they want to do in this life, or find their passion. They want to try and find their passion. And she was talking about, it made really good sense. She's like, think about back when you were a kid, when you were a small little kid. What was the one thing you did when you were like probably like a toddler or like a, 4-year-old or a 5-year-old or something like that? Think back to then, what you love to do, and when you were a kid, and some of the things you used to think about back then were, and because there's a child in all of us, still in all of us. It's we've always, and every one of us is still a child in there that's has that playful attitude, and sometimes a lot of people have lost that, and they just got to kind of redig that out of them. But think about when you were a kid and what you used. Oh, somebody's down there walking. Wow, I'm actually way out here, and there's people out here. Huh. But anyways, think back to when you were a kid and some of the things you used to think about, some of the things you used to love. For me, I did a lot of soul searching and just looking back. And my passion was being out in nature. I love being out here. I was just, even when I was a kid, I was always running out in the woods making forts. Um, I thought I was like pretended I was like an Indian. Just watching these people, seeing where they're going. I can't believe there's people out here. I mean, I'm way out here. But what the fuck are they doing? But I used to think about being Indian and stuff. I used to have feathers in my hair, and I was a kid, and just running around in the woods and stuff like that, and building forts, tree forts, and just being in nature all the time, and being out by the lake, going fishing constantly, all that. And in my music, my music hit around when I was 7 years old, and that was a passion of mine. So it's everything that I'm doing like now. My artwork, my music, and my nature. That was like the three things that I've always loved with a passion was being out in nature, doing my artwork, and my music. But she was saying that, find your passion, and if you can't remember or you don't know what it is, then look back to when you were a kid and think about when you were a kid, how you used to think about what excited you and what you loved to do when you were a kid, and bring those memories back and start doing stuff that you liked back then. It's still in you. It's still your passion. That's what you're here for. So it made sense, and it was really cool to hear, especially from like a young kid that